Hello, 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 and welcome back to Listen, You Beautiful Bitch. This is a shady self-help podcast for our younger selves. I am Sandra.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Susie.
And we're back. Oh my God.
Yeah, again.
Second episode of the new season. Guys, we made it to the second one.
New Year's
Really?
Resolutions.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I interrupted you and you're in a bad mood, please.
2.5.
Aww.
That was a 2.5.
The mini-sode. I gotcha. Yeah. 2.5. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Get it right, God.
I know. Okay.
Get it tight.
All right, let's go straight into the question of the week this week. What type of contest would you be the most competitive in? Was the question. And all of us wrote our answers out. So who wants to go first? Go for it.
Okay. Mine was not really anything like skill related, unlike the rest of you. I said video games, anything Mario Kart or some old retro racing game. I said hands down, definitely not pinball. Like I never understood the skill behind pinball. I did not inherit that skill. I think it's dumb. Sorry for all of y'all that do pinball. I don't know. Whatever. I just not good at it. I'm just jealous. That's all. But yeah, any racing game or something like that would be cool.
Cool.
Mine's also not skill-based. I'm really not a competitive person. I'm too lazy for that nonsense. But if there's a chance, even the slightest chance that I can beat Henry at whatever we're doing, I get super competitive because he's super competitive. And it's so satisfying to beat him. Like, so satisfying. So that's really the only time. Like when we were playing the card game this weekend, the 5-second rule.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I will take you down. This requires no skill from either of us except thinking fast. And he's not good at that. Or really getting the words from his brain to his mouth. He struggles with. So
I feel like drinking heightens any kind of small competitive being inside of you though too. Like
that's true.
especially playing card games. Yeah.
You're saying fuck that.
I wasn't drinking.
What? Drinking this weekend?
I didn't drink at all.
Felt great.
What? Mine would be singing.
Hell yeah.
Because I know I'd beat everybody.
Yeah, you would, girl.
Kill that shit.
Unless I was like in LA and like Jennifer Hudson was there or something.
Yeah.
I'd be dead.
That's not a fair competition.
Long gone.
I said any sort of craft competition or anything that gets a grade. I really like making the best grade.
That's awesome.
Katie's the brains in the group, obviously.
What was your GPA? High school? Elementary?
Well, actually, I was really, like, not necessarily dumb. I just didn't try, like, all through middle school. But then when I got to high school, I was like, oh, like, I can read. But I don't know. It was like a 3-something.
I was just curious. You don't have to
But
really
it was
tell
on
me.
the 5 scale. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand how some schools were able to do the 5 scale and then
Yeah.
some weren't. Like my school was a 4.0 scale because we didn't have
Yeah. So
AP classes or anything.
on that scale, it was like 4-something, the 5 scale. And then the 4 scale, the 3-something. But in college, I had a 4.0.
Yeah, you did President's List.
Yeah.
Hottest time of my life.
I never had a 4.0.
No. Yeah.
Never. Damn.
Mm-mm.
Just does something to me to see that A.
Yeah.
Maybe this
Of
gives
course
me
it does.
Fucking boner.
Good.
I think
Lady
the highest
boner.
I had was like a 3.2. Or that was like because I don't even you round up the next number. I guess I don't know. Yeah, it was never more than like a 3.0.
3.2 is not
bare
that
minimum
bad.
over here.
That's okay.
I'm like I got a C. Cool. It's passing. Thanks.
Whatever gets you through.
Yes.
Alrighty, so now we're going to do what we're crying about. This is the segment of the show where we go over things that have upset us, hurt our feelings. I'm living this segment right now. I embody it.
What is
in
going
the deepest and
on?
fullest. I
Katie.
don't know. I'm in the worst mood. Like it goes deep inside of my body.
Do you mean to warm up the bear?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Honestly, I think that
The
might just make me
hedgehog.
mad.
Oh.
I don't know, though.
It's really
How do
nice.
we help?
Put his little warm butt on your face.
I just need a factory reset. And I don't know how to do that.
You
So.
put the pen in the hole and you kind of like twist it a little bit. You know when they have like the little button? I don't know.
Oh, I know.
To be fair, have you tried it?
I will just say I have tried multiple techniques to get this fucking evil
I thought
out
you were
of
gonna say
me.
multiple holes. I was like,
Well.
You know how I feel about that.
yeah.
Text it only.
This is scary. With like you said, a pen.
Well, you know when you have like,
Sorry.
I don't know. There's like one of those tiny little holes like in your phone where you could pop out the SIM card. You pop a little pen in there and it like pops.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I just
okay.
imagine a pen going up my asshole.
That was the whole point.
was
It was
like,
supposed to be funny, but yeah.
Some people are into that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think there's a story somewhere where some guy went into the emergency room and they did an X-ray and he'd just been like shoving. Oh, Fish, the fucking serial killer.
No, what?
Alfred
Oh,
Albert Fish. Al. We'll call him Al. Al Fish. Yeah, he was like super into pain. And so like he shoved a bunch of pins, P-I-N-S, into his junk.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna come up later on in dislikes BT dubs. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's big on the
Dear
dislikes.
God. There's a long list.
So there's that, Katie. At least you haven't done that to yourself.
Not yet.
She's like,
it might get to that point.
I think as long as you don't cannibalize children, you're still beating old Al. So
Yeah.
I've got a better life than him.
I'm too lazy for that. There's
Okay.
too much work involved there.
You're on
And you're
top.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're not
I'm
eating
doing great.
people. You're doing okay.
There's still so much further to go to rock bottom.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You could be our president.
This is true.
Oh,
Oh, snap, yes.
are you feeling better yet? Let's just talk about
Made me feel a little better.
more
Yeah.
miserable people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm crying because I got my period twice in 1 month. That's right.
Was it just light the first time?
Nope.
The
2
fuck?
normal periods within a 28-day period, like space of time. So I had it right before Christmas because remember we had just started doing yoga. Like we were a week into yoga and I was like, ugh, yoga on my period's gross. And then, so that was like, what, December 21st or something? And then January 6th rolls around and it's like, oh, hello again. Who invited you to this party? Nobody.
You pregnant?
No, I have 2 periods.
Sometimes it can be a little irregular at first.
Of being
Your
pregnant.
body's like, fuck no, you're not pregnant.
My body's like, you're so not pregnant. Let me prove it to you again.
A little gift from Mother Nature.
Did you I know with the IUD you don't get them as often, correct? Your type
Right.
of IUD.
Yeah, right. So normally I'm pretty light month to month. Like I might just have some spotting or whatever. But no, these have been like 2 full on normal periods.
Maybe
How
they were
long do
just
yours
sitting up there
last?
waiting to let go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
All the blood on the walls was like, can't hang on any longer.
Just sliding down, like gripping the sides of my uterus for months.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
I am too. I mean, it sounds
Screaming.
Yeah.
sounds a lot friendlier when we say it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm crying about this week.
Well, I was crying because weight gain, but then it was because of my period. I went against my whole New Year's Eve goal of being like, guys, I gotta stop thinking about my weight gain and stop getting upset about it because it's not cool. And then literally a week later, I'm like, ah! And then Mike fucked me, and then my period came.
Okay.
Yay.
At the same time?
Oh yeah,
Okay, cool.
Beautiful.
right. When I went to the bathroom right after sex, it was
Okay.
like
They say
blood.
it's better for you to do that on your period. Like, I've never been that kind of person, but they say it makes it shorter and it
Oh.
helps you get it out.
I'm sure it helps loosens things
Yeah.
up. Maybe I don't know,
That
but
sounds awful.
I was like, oh, thank God, thank
Yeah.
God.
I'm not above a little DJ diddle on my period because I do feel like it just speeds along the process.
Yes.
Got all those convulsions happening. So
Well, I'm super horny on my period too for some reason. It's the
right.
worst. I'm like, what the fuck?
fucking hormones.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yep.
Speaking about periods, I was gonna cry about being on my period, but then I was reminded that the alternative is being pregnant, so I'm okay with having my period. Yeah, do not want.
But moral of the story is we're a bunch of hormonal cranky ladies sitting at this table right now.
I went and bought pregnancy tests last week because I was like, I'm pregnant. I'm so upset. Weight gain. I'm gonna eat everything.
Yeah, I've definitely
I'm
been
pregnant.
bloated.
and then negative, and then I'm like, I'm just fat. I'm just fucking fat.
Oh my god.
And then spaghetti, pizza, alcohol, bam, in my vagina. Blood.
Yeah, mine came a little early. I was kind of pissed. Not gonna lie.
So finally syncing up over here.
Yep. God damn it.
Speak for yourself.
I
Oh.
Left out again.
know. God,
You'll get there.
we believe in you.
Cool, guys. All right. So today's topic for the episode is all about porn,
Bum, ba, bum.
pornography, you know, all that stuff, naked people, masturbation,
Masturbation.
in a weird mood today, y'all. Okay. So, like last time, I looked up a little bit of history about pornography, and it was a little weird because I was at work and I was like, this is weird. Having to Google on my phone the history of pornography. It's a little strange. So, okay. Pornography, the definition is the representation of sexual behavior in books, pictures, statues, motion pictures, and other media that is intended to cause sexual excitement. Mm. The word pornography is derived from the Greek porni, which means prostitute,
Oh,
and graphene, which means to write.
okay.
And it was originally defined as any work of art or literature depicting the life of prostitutes. So the history is a little weird because the very definition of pornography is subjective. Like, a history of pornography is nearly impossible to conceive because imagery that might be considered erotic or even religious in one society may be condemned as pornographic in another. So European travelers to India in the 19th century were appalled by what they considered pornographic representations of sexual contact and intercourse on Hindu temples, such as those of the Khajuraho.
Yep.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Pronunciation. So there's these statues, and you know, the European travelers went to India and were like, what the fuck is that? Oh my God, that's awful. That's disgusting.
How lewd.
And they thought that that was pornography. Many contemporary Muslim societies likewise apply the label pornography to many motion pictures and television programs that are not at all pornographic in Western societies. In Europe, too, new technologies, the printing press, promoted the creation of pornographic works, which frequently contained elements of humor and romance, and were written to entertain as well as to arouse. But a lot of the early on pornographic printing press works, were used as education for like couples, married couples, to teach them about sex, and it wasn't really meant to be used to masturbate to. But kind of just,
Okay.
Somebody just,
you know,
had to
people
diddle
got
the
turned
dick.
on. Apart from its sexual element, pornography became a powerful vehicle for social and political protest. It provided a vehicle for the exploration of daring ideas that were condemned by both church and state, including sexual freedom for women as well as for men, and the practices of contraception and abortion. By the time that Queen Victoria came to throne in Great Britain in 1837, there were more than 50 pornographic shops on Holywell Street, known as Booksellers' Row, in London. That's just a little fact there. In the 19th century, the inventions of photography and later of motion pictures were quickly put to use in the production of pornography. Obviously. Pornographic films were widely available no later than the 1920s. And in the 1960s, their popularity enjoyed a massive upsurge. So then it made me think of the show The Deuce on HBO. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but it tells the story of the golden age of porn in New York City, where it like blew up in New York City in the 1970s. It was really bad in New York City. Like, a lot of women were
They like no freedom.
being killed, and they were being controlled by their
Zero consent.
by their pimps. Yeah,
Pimps,
exactly.
essentially.
Thank you. But it began with the release of the 1969 film
Nice.
Blue Movie, directed by Andy Warhol, and the 1970 film Mona, produced by Bill Osco. So if anybody ever wants to watch a really good show on HBO, The Deuce is pretty awesome. The development of videocassettes in the 1980s and digital video discs, DVDs, in the 1990s enabled the wide distribution of pornographic films and further encouraged their use because they could be viewed in private. Pornographic images and films became even more widely available with the emergence of the internet in the 1990s. The pornographic industry became one of the most profitable on the internet. And that was pretty much the end of it. Once the internet hit in the article, it was done.
Just blew up.
Yeah.
So
there's no stopping this train.
that was a little history of pornography. So I guess it's hard to pinpoint when it actually started because religion.
I remember reading a little bit about like how they had like those maternity statues back in, I mean, way back, and like those also weren't meant to be like anywhere near used for exciting you, but people, like that's where the statues came in, and it was all meant for just fertility. It's crazy.
Yeah, like
Right.
it goes back to what, the woman of Willendorf?
Yeah, like
who's
yeah,
like
it was-
super juicy, and she doesn't even have like
She's
a face.
thick.
She's just got
Yeah.
lady parts.
she got big old
That's
tig old bitties.
tig old bitties and a fupa.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
reading
like
about
major
that today. I was like sitting there during nap time. I'm like, I should not be.
We'll put a picture on Instagram.
Yeah.
'cause
Yes,
It's history, art history.
it's crazy. It is totally.
I'm not going to get turned on.
No, it's not erotic.
Which
in
is
my
funny, but
opinion.
someone did though.
So, porn, y'all. What are y'all's first experiences with porn? What are your feelings? Maybe your first feelings about porn.
I'll start because I know I've been the one that's been championing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't. Oh my god.
Championing.
I have been the champion for this topic. I've been trying real hard to get us to talk about this.
Hard.
Nice. Oh god, the whole episode. So yeah, the first time I ever was exposed to pornography I was too young to even remember how old I was, but my cousin or aunt or one of my many family members owned a gas station in my hometown, and so we would go in there and our family had like a credit or something, so we would go in and like get sometimes groceries or whatever, just depending on how things were. And since it was a family place, I could just like wander around as a toddler. They didn't care. Well, they had the magazine racks, and so I remember I had to have been like 4 or 5, something like that, and just looking at all the magazines. Well, I found a Dirty magazine, and it was before they were wrapped in plastic. And so I was looking, and I remember I was so young that I was like confused by the penis. Like I can remember it so vividly. There was this woman like laying spread eagle, and she was like guiding the penis towards her, and I was like, what is that? I don't understand.
Oh, God.
Well, so then I was just like curious because, it's something brand new that as a kid, you've never seen anything like that. And so I would always like go and look. And then my mom caught me one time and was like, no, you don't look at those. And then literally the next time we went in, all the magazines were wrapped in plastic. And I thought for years that it was my fault that all the
Hannah.
that all the nudie mags had to be wrapped in plastic because my mom caught me looking at one.
For good reason.
Yes. That's exactly why they should be wrapped in plastic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was my very first experience. And then later on, like closer to puberty, I would stay at my grandparents' all summer, stuff like that, and they had satellite TV. And satellite TV, you get pay-per-view, like all those channels. Well, I would just be flipping through, and pay-per-view used to do like a 5-minute preview at the beginning of every single movie. So whether it was whatever, Holes with Shia LaBeouf. Sorry to bring up Holes on the porn episode. It was the first thing I could think of. God.
Holes.
Yeah, it could
Slipped
be
it in there.
everything from rated G to not rated adult content. It would show the first 5 minutes, and so I remember I was flipping through, and I got like the first 5 minutes of like a softcore porn, like a Cinemax level porn, and like that was it. I was like right on the cusp of puberty, and I was like, boom, in it. So I would like I'd be watching the Brady Bunch or Bewitched or whatever, and then I'd be like, oh, it's time, and I'd flip over for the first 5 minutes, and I was like, all right, next movie starts in 45 minutes, and so I'd flip back and watch whatever Nickelodeon, and then
Something so innocent. You're just
I
like,
know.
"Well."
I would plan out my whole night just like whoop, 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 whoop. But I felt so guilty. Like I was raised in a very Christian household, and especially staying with my grandparents, they went to church 3 times a week, and I would go with them, and I would just like, I felt so guilty about it. I remember like sitting in the back seat and thinking like, I'm never going to look at that again. Like, I'm a terrible person. I shouldn't be doing this. This is a sin. And then nighttime would roll around and I'd be like, well. But it was like this duality almost, because I'm like, I felt like almost like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing.
Oh God.
Where I was like, no, I'm a good person. I
Horny
don't
Hannah.
need this. And then nighttime rolls around and the horny pubescent Hannah's like, ooh, but
Oh my God.
how about that? So yeah, that was my introduction to the world of pornography.
I just had like a recovered memory.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
It's so weird. And I don't know what made me think of it, but so my first experience with like porn was also the Preview channel. But I remember being like, Basic Instinct came out in 1992.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I just looked it up, and I remember like going to the video rental store with my mom, I think, and she rented that, and I like walked in on like my family watching it, and I was just like, whoa, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then weird.
That's weird.
So that's,
Of course you walk in at that moment too.
yeah,
It's like
when I'm like, hey, what's up?
just
And
like your
everyone's
parents would walk in like in the one sex scene in a totally normal movie.
Yeah.
And they walk in and they're like, what are you watching?
Yep.
God damn it, Mom, it's Gladiator.
Every time. Oh my God. Yes.
Gladiator had some scenes.
Listen, Russell Crowe was in his prime in that movie. Dear Lord. That was like my sexual awakening. I had a teacher at middle school who looked like him at that time.
Oh.
So, dear God.
That'll do it.
Yep.
But yeah, I used to travel to the top left-hand corner of the map for the satellite TV. I don't know. One time I watched like all of Titanic there before like it came out. I don't know, but there was also like a porn channel where it would just play like random like 5-minute like preview clips. So it'd be like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a compilation
Yes.
of like different
Oh God.
videos, and then it would go to like another 5-minute compilation, but it was just like previews of like, order this channel, look at all this fucking dick you can see.
Titties.
Yeah. So I would do that, and like everybody went to bed or no one's home, I'd be like,
Oh my God.
Preview time.
yeah. Let's see what's going on. What are they doing today? What's going and where?
So was it like softcore or was it like hardcore?
Oh, no. I remember, no, it wasn't softcore at all. I vividly remember, like, there was one, like, clip, and it was literally only, like, maybe 5 seconds, and it was just, like, 10 women in a circle just, like, going down on each other. Like,
A full wheel.
and I was like, God did invent the wheel, huh?
Sounds like women did, but okay.
Yeah. But it would be like just a shot of it, like the dick just like going in, and then it would flip to something else.
Oh my God.
Cum shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a question because y'all started and you said you were very young.
Mhm.
Because when I first saw porn for the first time, I wasn't like automatically masturbating to it,
Mm-mm.
right?
No.
So when you were watching, were you just watching for a while?
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, something's happening downstairs?
Yep.
Basically?
Yeah.
funny
Yeah.
feeling?
Yeah. It was
Okay.
just like, I don't know, almost mesmerizing. Like, or
It
It just,
started out that way.
Yeah,
but
like it
then
didn't-
like I mean, I visited this channel for years. We got a different satellite provider. But then it would be like, you know what? It's time.
I think it released like all those
Mhm.
chemicals in our brains first. And then
Yeah.
the more you watch, the more you're like, I'm not comfortable. Like, I need to do something about
Yeah.
these feelings.
Yeah.
Well, like once
But
you
then,
got
like-
over the initial shock of just watching it and that being bad, you're just like, oh, whatever. And then you're just like, ooh, what are these other feelings?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think before, like, I sought it out for like recreational purposes. Like, I would be like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
But then, like, later, it'd just pop up, and I'd be like, yeah, all right.
I could use this.
I can work with this, I think.
Yeah, now that we're talking about this, like you said, you had like it's weird. You start thinking of things, but I remember specifically staying over at a friend's house in elementary school. Yeah. And her sister was in middle school, and her sister was like, you guys should watch this on pay-per-view. And we were like, what? Like, what do you mean? And then her and her friends were over, and then it was just me and my friend. We were probably in 5th grade and she was probably in 7th grade. Like, they're only 2 years apart, but she knew more and put it up there, and we were all just like, what's going on? And I was just like, this is wrong, and like went like back in, her name was Bridget, went back in her room and like started watching the wedding plan, not the wedding, my best friend's wedding, or
Yes.
I love that
Yeah.
movie.
because she had it on VHS, and I was like, this is so wrong. So that just came in my mind. So, but I had two brothers, so I shared a computer with all of them. So one of the first times really that I saw was like, I walked in this room and Jonathan walked in the computer room. And, sorry, Jonathan, this is my brother. He was watching porn, and I was just like standing there like, what's going on? Like standing behind him, like, what is he doing?
Oh, and he didn't know you were there?
No, and then I just was like quickly like, like ran away. So then I was like, what is that? And I was curious about it. So then I looked at the history on the computer and saw all these things and pulled it up, and then was like, like quickly exited out of it, because I mean, we grew up going to church. We weren't like crazy religious. My parents weren't Baptist or anything, but I was in youth groups a lot and was very like through friends, and I felt just so bad about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually start watching it for my enjoyment, until probably college. Really, because I mean, in high school, I wouldn't have done that on that computer because it was the computer shared by everybody in my house.
Yeah.
And we didn't have satellite TV. We didn't have any of this stuff. We had cable, but
Not the same.
it's not
Not the
apparently
same.
not. This is a whole realm that I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, we had basic cable too, but mine was also like, we started watching it just because it was something like weird. So I went over to these two girls' house, Alexis and Matea. I could say that we were like best friends, totally inseparable back then. We also got in a lot of trouble. But so they found out that channel 99 on cable was the Playboy channel. And this was not softcore porn. This was like full on. It was also like very fake looking. Like you could just tell it was, I don't know, not realistic at all. But so we'd watch that. So I would try and like pop it up back home, but like I lived in the mountains, so our cable was even worse. So it'd be like basically complete static, and then every couple minutes or so you get like a glimpse of like
Yep.
so I would like watch it every now and then, but again it was more just like, ooh, what's that? Like, oh god, was that a penis? Or like, what the fuck? And then I remember, I think I was like, it was definitely in elementary school. No, like I think I just got into middle school, and I used to go to like Chinatown and Japantown in San Francisco with my mom a lot, just to like, you know, walk around, whatever, explore. And I remember we went into this little shop in Chinatown, and like you could like free reign everywhere. I'm pretty sure this was like an adult section, but I like somehow wandered into it, and they had these little playing cards, and I thought they were just like regular playing cards, and I definitely like 5-finger discounted those just because there was like a really attractive guy on the front of them, I remember. And then I get home and I open them up, and it's like playing cards of like naked men with like giant penises, like giant. They're obviously fake now that I think about it. I'm like, there's no way those are real. So that was probably like when I started to be like, oh my god, this, all right, I feel weird. And then yeah, I, unlike Sandra, did not care about the family computer being looked at by everybody, and I would just go right for it. Like, didn't know how to delete my history or anything. So
Fucking reckless.
holy fuck. My parents would like, oh my god, my dad would, because obviously then I would get like viruses on the computer, and they're like, fucking Susie's watching porn again. Like, and then we had dial up, so if I was watching while they weren't there, they'd try to call, and the fucking dial tone would pop up, and they're like, god damn it, Susie's on the computer again. And then yeah, I got my ass beat plenty of times over that.
Oh my God.
It was pretty bad. I did not learn my lesson, and then finally I learned how to delete my history, and I'm like, oh my god, why didn't I do this before?
I feel like porn was the pioneer for deleting history. Like I know all of my internet skills because of deleting cookies, cache, history.
Yes.
Hard delete.
Oh my
like
God.
all
my
of
mom
that.
found those cards too. I remember one time, like she didn't say anything to me that she found them, and she tossed them obviously. And my dad, I remember he came into my room, he's like, you know, next time you have something like that, like try and hide those a little better or something. Like he was totally like, yeah, whatever, like what's she gonna do? Like she's just curious. My mom was just like, oh my god.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was very sad. I was like, man, I don't have anything else to look at. Me.
I was gonna
I was
ask.
like banned from the computer for a while. I was definitely grounded a lot. Oh, so bad.
Oh God.
That was a little hornball. All bad. Just went downhill from there.
All right. So, how did these early experiences shape our preferences now? What are our likes and dislikes?
Well, I personally am a fan of brevity.
Big compilation fan?
I like
You
those
know,
too.
actually, no.
Okay.
I need to scroll. So I like Reddit for my porn.
Reddit's
I
got some
like
good
porn
stuff.
gifs, no sound,
Mm-hmm.
and just scroll. Go over it.
Yep.
Find something else. So, I mean, I'm guessing that comes from previews. The preview.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it's like constantly exercising your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which probably makes things more moving around.
Exhilarating,
I think.
if you will.
Prolonging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has. Yeah, it would.
Okay, so how long do y'all normally watch it before you're like, okay, I'm ready to be done with this? Like, before you get off on it?
Before I orgasm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, how
I
long?
mean, it depends on, like, you know, what's going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, ever since I got my clit sucker, it's like not long at all, and I really.
Oh, I didn't tell you I got one of those.
Yeah, man. So
Game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, those and like the rabbit. Anything like with direct clitoral, it's
And
quick.
it's a different rhythm.
but then like,
like-
you try not to do too. I don't know. I try to prolong it then a little bit, sort of like, and it's not just like so and then done.
The one I have is like, it's got like a separate vibrator that's like tongue action on the little clit part, and
Heck
then
yeah.
it's got like a G spot that goes inside, and they go at different vibrations.
They're great.
Fuck me up.
I got a new one
You're just like
to try.
Like convulsing.
Heck no, yeah. Then you're just like, I got a new kind of like that to try to help out with the whole butt thing because we're still working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta
for
ease
me,
into it.
I get too like freaked out about it, and then I immediately like tighten up. Like I'm fine with like the little plug thingy or whatever, and we're moving up in size a little bit. But then like as soon as I see him wanting to and I'm like, like
it's a very
Dried up.
natural thing. Just
is.
want you to know.
well, so and then I'm
Completely
like,
normal.
I need like some other stimulation to like distract me from the butthole. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I like it so far.
Yeah, you got to work up to it.
Dear God.
So I like massage porn.
Yes, girl.
I like someone's laying down and the guy comes in, starts massaging, and then just starts messing around
Mm-hmm.
with their vagina. Like, and then I'm already finished at that point. I'm just like, ah, because then they're not talking. I'm like, don't talk to each other. I don't like any of that. Like, no,
What?
no. I just
hate
don't.
dialogue.
Mm-mm. I don't like it when they start off porn. They're just like, oh my god, just
Oh,
so
no,
sweaty
no.
from tennis, or like, and I'm like, what? This is stupid.
What kind of white people porn are you watching?
So that I know, and I'm not good at. I'm not. What am I about to say?
You're
Not good at porn. Well, you just found out there's attractive men in porn. You're like, I'm like, what were you watching?
I would just go on Pornhub and be like, all these guys are fucking ugly.
They
Oh
are.
no.
And I'm like, I'm not turned on.
Yeah.
So then I turn to music videos.
Fucking Harry
Much better.
Styles.
They have something I've discovered in the past year or so.
I know.
Pornographic music videos. I'm super
What?
into those.
Really?
Girl, yes, I will send you a link. None of you are safe anymore. We've opened the
The
doors.
music,
You
the
showed
music
that to me.
distracts me.
I know. I sent it to you. I
And-
think I've sent all of you porn links at
Yes.
this point.
Oh yeah,
But,
because Hannah and I have the same love for small hands. So.
Yeah, we do.
So I watched that.
Okay.
I think for me, I just once like the fucking starts happening, I'm already done, and then I'm already like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't. Once you orgasm, you can't keep watching porn.
That's
No.
why I love the gifts.
It makes
It
sense.
gets all
You're
right.
done. Yep.
So I just need to get to the good stuff. I don't look at each other. I don't even care if you know each other. Like
Mhm.
I just want I need it when the dick's going in. Right? That's where I need it to start. I need it to end very quickly. Speed this up. And I need a cum shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I like some of the more rough stuff because they just go straight for it. Like I don't want talking unless they're like saying things that are related to. It depends on what they're saying. It's very. Otherwise, I don't
No.
like romantic porn. That's fucking weird. I don't want to watch that. Like I don't like the role playing stuff. I'm like you look like you're 50. You are not a student. Like no.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Like it's just not a turn on for me.
The only trade off I have on that is, and I feel troubled watching it now, but I really enjoyed James Dean's porn.
Yes.
Because it's like, okay.
Wait,
another
no,
thing
you've sent me his. Okay, I have seen
Another
his.
thing that I like is amateur porn. I don't really like
Yeah. No. I'm the same.
porn star. I just think it's stupid.
Oh, see, I'm the exact opposite. I need high production quality.
I'm like a mixture of both. I want it to be professional, but still look like it's kind of.
I like. Well,
Tanner's
I
like,
like
yeah,
James
okay.
Dean stuff because it's more.
Both.
It's closest to having real sex.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Like.
I think I like the separation. Because like if I wanted to see real sex, I'd just look in the fucking mirror when I'm having sex. Like whatever.
That's not.
No.
You don't want to do
You don't
that.
want to
No,
watch
I don't like
yourself.
looking at myself.
I
There's
have
never
done
a mirror
that.
nearby.
I'm not
like,
looking at
in the
me.
moment, I feel like it's fine, but watching that back, you're like, oh.
yeah, no.
I didn't say I was going to record it, Katie. It's all in my head. We don't need to bring cameras into this.
Yeah, I want it to be like a good mixture of both. I feel like
But no, I'm not into the amateur stuff is what I'm trying to say. I want high production quality. Like I will set filters on Pornhub, like professional quality only. There's no amateur.
my only issue
There
with that
are
then.
like high quality
Oh, yeah.
amateurs though. Like you don't have to trade off on the quality
Yeah.
per se for like amateur porn.
Okay.
When I feel like the more professional they look, the less that you feel like they're actually enjoying themselves. Like it's all just a show, and I'm like, I want the girl to be like, and then I'm like,
And sometimes it's nice not to feel like bad about yourself.
yeah. Well, and for me, like hearing a guy excited and like making some noises here and there is a turn on. Like when they're completely silent, I'm like, are you okay?
Well, that
Like, are
is,
you
like,
enjoying this? Like,
The noises that I feel like a lot of professional porn stars make. like,
Yeah.
it's
fake.
oh yeah.
yes, that's
yeah,
not real.
sexy."
Nobody is like
And then
that.
he's like,
Yeah, no.
She's like,
That's like Asian porn where they're like
Sorry, it just,
high pitched.
that's
like,
everybody to me on
Yeah.
porn.
Yeah, they do get really high pitched.
In the Asian porn? Yeah.
Well, all of them. All of them. I
Yes.
feel like, or they just talk the
But-
whole fucking time. I'm big on no sound. I don't need sound for this.
Oh god,
Like,
no, I need the sound.
I-
But I'm particular.
I don't need sound. I need good quality. Don't care about the sound. I will say I found a channel on Pornhub that I'm a big fan of.
Oh yeah, you sent me that. I think.
Yeah, Deeper.
Yep.
They're extremely good.
It's got some
quality.
small hands, so.
Yep. Good quality. Decent actors. I mean, for porn standards, they're
Yeah.
great actors. Good mix of
it's like.
people, and I have. It's the only channel I've ever found where I'm actually attracted to the men in
Yes.
the video. Like there's small hands, and then there's the other guy whose name I don't know.
There's two that you made. There's Dean Van Dam, who's also tattooed. He has like an accent. I think
Mm-mm.
he's from the UK. And then there's Xander Corvus, who's just like one of my favorites because he's like whatever was embodied in like the high school like hipster with like the snake bites guy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
see.
So yeah,
No, I like small hands, but he's really my only like tattooed.
love him.
And then the other guy, I don't know his name, but he's got like a major. Like, how do I say this without sounding weird? Like he's got the hot dad vibe.
Yes,
going
there's a
on.
few of those.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like he's very
Like he's
handsome.
graying, but he's also fit
Mhm.
and like got
yeah,
a nice
he's got a little
face.
scruffy beard. He looks normal, like not
Kind of like Court.
like all shaved down and weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a seal.
No.
No.
You
Don't shave your chest.
don't
No.
shave anything.
Just what is wrong?
Keep it. I mean, keep it under control. But
Yeah, Manscaped.
yeah. So Deeper is high quality, and that's actually one of the few ones where I will leave the sound on because they have
Well, and
Good
that's
music.
not like
very flattering lighting.
Yeah.
It's a very cinematic.
it doesn't look
experience.
overdone though. Like I was
Mhm.
watching that, and for someone who doesn't really like professional stuff, it still looks not amateur. Like it just looks more realistic.
Yeah, it is some of the most realistic professional.
Minus the
Porn,
way
I
he
think.
picked up that girl. Like I
Side
will
saddle.
never be that small to like just lift up like
This
so
the
she's
guitar
sitting
one?
on his
Yes.
shoulders.
Yeah, you sent me this.
I know I sent you this.
Insane. Insane.
To be fair, I was like, super high in Denver, and it was just hitting all the marks.
Yes.
I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was like 3 a.m. this time, and I sent Katie a text, and I was like, "I know it's 3 a.m, but you need to watch this porn."
Katie's like, what the fuck?
She's like, "Okay,
That was the first thing I saw on my phone, I think, when I woke up. And I was like,
Good
you know what?
morning.
I'm here
do
for
this.
you."
Talk about a good morning text.
It was a good night, I can tell you that.
Susie, what are your likes?
Well, I put here, I don't like BDSM. I don't like that because it's like too much, but I do like the rough stuff. Like, I don't know, spanking,
Yeah,
like slight torture, just being tied up, nothing crazy. Like, once there's some scary stuff on there that I'm
maybe
just
instead
like,
of torture, we can say teasing. Or
no, that's like legit torture. Like, somehow I got into the really dark, deep depths of you porn, and it was just like, that's not what I wanted to see. Holy
oh,
shit.
you're not into that. Okay.
No, I don't like
Okay,
it. No,
okay,
no, no.
okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting with dislikes first. Sorry. Yeah, no. Like, I like rough, but not, like, where they're obviously in pain. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, no.
Yeah.
I did say I liked more amateur stuff. professional's good every now and then. But yeah, just like everyone, once I'm done though, like I'm done. Like
Mhm.
I turn it off and I feel slightly shameful. I'm just like, oh God, I need to go take like a shower or something. Like,
Yeah.
I need to go watch a fucking Disney movie now. Like,
Well, you do need to go pee.
yes,
That's-
yeah.
If I ever watch porn, right when I'm done, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I
And
definitely
I just
feel a
am
little,
like,
yeah.
what is wrong with me? And then
Especially if I'm watching
feel
something
that
a little, yeah.
deep
Yeah.
down.
Yep.
And then when I just listen to music and I'm just alone in the bed, I don't have that feeling.
That's
so then
fair.
I just don't watch porn, literally, very often at all. If I do, it's just so rare. But
Some
no judgment to people who do.
Some
obviously.
people don't,
got a
though. I
pretty
mean,
healthy-
some
yeah.
people are just not into it, or like traditional porn. But like music videos get you excited
Just
enough.
I just love music.
Yeah. So like everybody has their version of something that excites them, you know?
I wonder where I got into like the whole like more rough stuff. I've never like had a boyfriend that was like I don't know. You know, it's always I wonder how that starts. It's funny.
I don't know.
I feel like I like pretty normal stuff. We talked about this in one of our episodes. Like I think Hannah and I probably have the most similar. Like light choking, hair pulling, nothing crazy.
Don't
like,
choke me.
Not choking, but like a hand on the
into
neck.
I'm,
like
I'm into that.
yeah, okay. So all of us basically like the
Yeah.
same thing. So like that, but I don't want to like turn purple and
Yeah. No, I don't mind rough stuff, but stay away from my throat. That
yeah.
is
No,
my,
see, I like that.
No fly zone.
Oh, I guess yeah. That was more me and Katie, I think. And yeah, Sandra liked that too.
There's a middle
But-
ground that you need to know where it is.
Safe word.
Don't hurtle over that line.
Mhm.
Like
Tiptoe if you want to push the boundaries, check it out.
My
Listen
ex-
to the reaction.
my exes didn't know where the line was drawn.
Yeah, have a safe word. Ragamuffin.
And just and
Witcher.
Yes.
then
Yes, it is Witcher.
You guys need to
So
watch it. No, but yeah, I have like certain favorites for sure. Like, there's definitely a few that I watch specifically if I'm like, all right, I don't want this to be quick
Mhm.
or something. So
I feel like if I'm, because I know I've tried, I've tried a lot of porn. I've tried, guys. And I've seen like the ones where they're just getting spanked and stuff. And I'm just like,
love it. No, I
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm laughing at it. It's
if
weird.
it's too professional, then it's hard to get into it because I'm like, he's really not hitting her that hard. But like, I don't know.
Sometimes it's just so overdone.
Yes. But then there are also times where like, yeah, just a good cum shot's good. That's all I need. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm done. Like me. I don't need like a whole long drawn out like video.
Yeah.
I don't ever watch. I never finish them. I'm like one of those song skippers when it comes to porn. Like I'll start one kind of like halfway through and then move on to something else.
Oh yeah, the skip 15
Yeah,
seconds
yep.
button. I love that. Like boop 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 boop.
I
All
can't
right.
watch like
Get
some
to
of them
it.
are like 54 minutes. I'm like, who
No.
is masturbating for 54 minutes? First off, ouch. Like,
That's got to be like that delayed gratification, like people seeing how
Which
long they can wait.
sometimes it's
Sometimes it's fun.
yeah, but I'm also very sore then, and ouch at the end of that. It's not fun.
Yeah, no, I'm 5 to 10 minutes is my sweet spot. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm starting to think is maybe the reason why I don't like it that much is because my first boyfriend, sometimes when we'd be having sex, he'd want to have it on.
No.
And it would bother me
Yeah,
Oh.
no.
because I was like, why am I not enough? I would get pissed. I'd be like, come on, why do we need to have this on right now?
I get that.
no,
And-
that's reasonable. I don't mind having it on,
And then,
but I know that it's not normal, really, or like not usual. Like,
like with
I-
17-year-olds, right?
Or
Yeah.
really
No, I didn't
any
s-
age, I feel like I don't know.
You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I didn't do that until adult relationships.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fine to like
17
spice up things, maybe
Yeah,
in a long-term relationship. But
yeah
I don't know.
17. He should be having a hard time controlling his boner anyway.
I always
Like,
thought he was gay. So
Bless.
well, maybe.
I can't watch porn with my significant other. Like I tried in a past relationship, and I was just like, "This is no, I can't get aroused because no, like I don't know. That's a me, myself, and I kind of thing. Like I'm all down for toys with help or whatever with friends. I don't know, but no, I don't want to watch porn with you. It's so weird to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I've done it with a few boyfriends. I don't mind it.
I don't know. I guess I get too self-conscious, maybe.
Yeah, the beginning is weird when you're both just watching.
I'm like,
You're like, we're like, all right, let's get to the good stuff
I'm
now.
as dry as a
Like,
bone. I'm sorry, I can't.
I'm just gonna.
I can't even imagine if Mike and I tried to do that. It would just be like the weirdest thing. We would not. We'd be like, gup. That's what we do. It makes sounds like that.
Yeah, y'all would.
Oh man, I know.
All right. So, any major dislikes? I've talked about this before, but I don't think it made it into the final cut of the podcast. Pornhub is very, very strategic about their targeting. And so I'm guessing because we're in a southern state, South Carolina, I get so many suggestions for step fantasy porn. Fuck that. Stop suggesting it. Like, get it out of here. I don't want to see it. But I've seen like the maps and stuff, like where it'll be like, this is the most popular category in each state. And like step fantasy is all along the Bible Belt. I'm like,
awful.
fucking gross. Like,
What is step fantasy?
step fantasy is like stepbrother walks in on stepsister blowing the step mailman. Like, it's like,
Ew.
they get way out
It's
there.
almost incest.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well,
Exactly.
just
It's
like
so
those
gross.
videos where there's like super young girls. I don't even know what I'm pretty sure they're like in Europe, but they're like with ancient old men, and I'm like, that
Yes.
is fucking disgusting.
How is that legal? Right?
As long
What?
as they're 18, it's legal. That's another
Yeah,
thing.
but they
is
look young. I mean, they're
Yeah.
obviously legal, whatever, but like,
Yeah, it bothers me when they like advertise
the
how
men are, like,
tiny the girl is.
old.
Like, that freaks me out. When
Like,
they're like
and they're not
super
even getting
tiny
it.
girl. I'm like, no,
No.
don't.
That's
It's gross.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that,
I need everybody to look like an adult.
yeah, they all need to look like an adult. It needs to be very, very clear that it's consensual.
Yes.
Like, that's a big thing for me too. And I think another reason I like the professional quality is like, they're getting paid to do this, and this is a job for them that they chose to do, and that they knew they were being filmed, so on and so forth. Yeah, if there's any question about whether or not it's consensual, I'm out.
There's
100%.
In San Francisco, there's an artillery building that is used specifically for sex videos. I forget it. There's a title for it somewhere, but it's like, it looks like a castle, and it's clearly in it's in San Francisco. You drive by. I've driven by it before, like now
shit.
knowing what porn is, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I've seen that building before. But so these women like go in there and they get paid to do this or whatever, but they literally sign up to get. It's consensual.
Mhm.
They're being beaten, basically. And I'm like, this
Jesus.
is sick. Like, and that's what I mean. That's the stuff I don't like. Where I'm like, that's like, they're clearly crying, but they have a safe word. They can say it. Like, they signed up for this. But I'm like, why would you? There are issues. These
Yeah.
women have.
Everybody's
if they
got
want to
their-
be like hit. Like, I don't know. It blows my mind.
like to the point where they're bleeding.
No, but they're like
Just curious.
just there's the deep throat that's like kind of attractive, and then there's like this woman is obviously like choking, like her face is purple, the guy's like smacking her in the face, like what? It just blows my mind. Like, and then they're crying,
Yeah.
but they have a safe word. They can say no. Like, these women sign up for this, and I'm like, they probably have some deep seated issues, like daddy issues, or like someone did something to them that they like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a fine line between like a little bit of rough, and then there's like, you're beating this person. Oh shit.
Or maybe they just like what they like.
yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I mean, yeah, I don't fault them for it. They're choosing to do it, but I'm also like, I'd be like, stop. Like, no. Pineapple.
That's my safe word.
I don't know. Something. Fucking Snicklefritz. Fuck.
Snicklefritz. Oh my god.
Something.
No, everybody's got their
That
kinks.
Snicklefritz.
Snicklefritz is
Jesus.
the new safe word.
That's the name of the cat from the Big Comfy Couch. Did you guys ever watch that?
Like,
No.
done
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
All right. Wow.
This is all just reminding me of like the "don't fuck with cats" thing.
Oh,
like
no.
Luca
I haven't
Magnotta.
seen it. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah.
Sorry,
I
but just
refuse to see it.
like how you were saying these girls were getting beaten.
Yeah.
Like people are fucked up.
Oh
People
god,
are
or when
so
they get
fucked up.
peed on. I don't want any bodily functions. Nope. No poop. No nothing.
Mhm.
Nope.
I know.
Like, I got into the whole like anal sex videos because I was curious. I was like, well, I'm gonna watch this and like see what they do, maybe to get comfortable. And there's this chick putting this like literally the size of both of my arms dildo in her ass. Like, it is the size of a child's head. And then like, it's just gross, man. I'm like, how is that? Why? First off, there's a lot of danger in that. I don't care how much lube you're using.
Yeah, there's
Your
a dark,
butthole's not supposed to be that big.
dark side
Oh, it's
of the
awful.
internet.
And at that point, I'm not even just like watching porn. I'm just sitting there like,
I always think it's interesting when like you're just like scrolling or whatever. Like when I do venture onto Pornhub and I'm just like browsing, you click around trying to find something that tickles your fancy or whatever, and then somehow like there's always like something that just looks crazy, you
Yep.
know, so you click it and you're just like, just what? And then like you keep clicking and then next thing you know, you're in that place where like, it's like, watch this girl shoot golf balls out of her puss. And it's like,
That's a skill.
it's like I'm not at all into
Aroused,
this,
no.
but I am intrigued as
Yes.
to who is legitimately like, because they're making this because somebody's watching it.
It's like spider porn.
What?
I don't know. Don't
Don't.
tell me, what that
Dude.
is.
Yeah.
Like dressing up as animals.
She's like dressed up in a
Oh,
spider
as a spider.
costume.
Oh yeah, furries.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's furries. There's scalies. I
Oh,
found
there's
that
like
out.
the anime stuff where there's like alien tentacles. It's
Yeah.
insane.
No, like
Holy
real life
fuck.
furries and scalies though, like where people.
No, but there's people with like tentacles hanging off of them and they're like lubed them up. It's just like I don't know. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
They make like tentacle dildos.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
They
haven't-
make dildos in the shape of animals' penises. It's fucking yeah. Oh my god, I know.
Did you
Like-
just choke on an animal?
I am triggered. Don't ever say that. Ugh. No.
There's a whole new meaning to the term.
Stop it.
Hung like
Stop
a
it,
horse.
stop it, Stop it. I'm wearing the headphones. This is directly into my brain. Stop it.
Did we just hit a nerve?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is my trigger. I
It's
can't. I
nasty.
cannot. My brain just like shuts down. It goes into panic mode. Like, no,
I have a thought.
don't trigger me.
This is not about a dildo, but do you guys remember Fear Factor?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I knew this girl from the college of Charleston who had a twin. And they went on the twin episode of Fear Factor. And it was the episode that never aired because the challenge was that they had to drink like a full fucking pint glass of donkey cum.
No, they did it
And
on
they did
Jackass too.
And they
Blech.
did it. And they won.
That's sick. You could not pay me enough. Nope. I don't care how much money you're paying me. Nope. That's insane. That is insane.
They're on TMZ. They're
Yeah,
on TMZ.
no, I
I'm
saw
not
that
gonna
one
say
too.
their names, but
Dude,
yeah,
and then
it's
there
supposed to be
was
roommates.
the
It's one of them.
episode of Jackass
I
where it
guess.
was like a horse too, I think. Yep.
Badass.
Bam Margera drank a thing of horse cum and his dad was there and his dad was just like, I'm disowning you basically.
Apparently, it tastes like hay.
Blech.
That's what they said in the TMZ article.
Hey. Hannah's definitely done.
Celebrity connection.
This took a turn.
Hannah's eyes are all glazed over.
Okay, we can move on from this.
Yeah.
Let's please move on from
But
this.
now I'm really glad that Katie told me about that. I'm totally gonna Google it later.
And you know, okay, they are both like so pretty, like gorgeous, pretty. And I see them on like Instagram. They're like married and have like kids and stuff. And
do
I'm
their
like,
kids know what they did with that
Um,
mouth?
I'm like, you know,
You
you
can
have
see
this
my
great
butt with that
life,
mouth.
but you drank a glass of fucking donkey jizz.
Oh my god.
One each.
Whew. I am so much less ashamed of any porn I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Like,
Right? And it's like, no, that's not even porn. That's the
I
most
know.
shameful
That's
thing
just
I've ever heard.
God, yeah, that's bad.
I hate you.
This is the most I've smiled all day.
Good.
I'm glad we can help you with this, Katie.
This is
All
pretty
right.
great.
What would we say to our younger selves? I would say, I wrote not everybody watches porn, but I think I meant everybody watches porn. It's okay. Not everything in porn is to be believed.
Yep.
So you're not ever going to experience, well, I guess I can't say that. I can't predict the future, but I haven't yet been in the wheel of fucking fortune. So, I thought that would just happen all the time. I was like, I guess that's fucking true. Mhm.
I guess this is what sex is like. Okay.
Yeah. There are a lot of like nipple chains and stuff. I mean, I know you're into that, but I haven't come across that yet.
I have had and used them, and I really like them. But
I would say no shame for if you watch it. I know that when you're younger, you tend to feel shame for things that you shouldn't feel shame over. But I would also say that you don't have to be like this when you first have sex. You don't have to make these sounds that these girls are making or like just, you know what I mean? Like wear whatever lingerie they're wearing or act the way they're acting. Like you can totally just be you when you first have sex.
I think what I would tell my younger self, what they said, stop feeling guilty. Like it's okay to watch and enjoy porn. Maybe don't watch it at your grandparents' house, you weirdo. Stop it. But other than that,
Yeah.
they had satellite. And they went to bed at like 7:00.
That's essentially a vacation. You do what you want on your vacation time.
At least I can't hear anything.
Yeah. They always slept with their TV on in the back. Like, yeah. It was a very clear separation. But anyway, yeah, don't feel so guilty for having a sexual side. And it helps you when you are ready to have sex. It keeps your sex from being vanilla. Like, you've seen enough stuff to know that there are options out there. And so I think that's I think it helped my sex life watching porn, because it wasn't just like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just starfish or missionary or whatever. I'm like, okay, like, let's try this and see if we like it. And if not, Starfish, yeah, you know.
I know.
Missionary was definitely the position of choice for a long time.
Yeah, boring. Missionary's boring.
Yeah, but
To me.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, I
seen
feel
porn,
like you got to
but,
do it right.
You got to do it right. And sometimes it's meh. So.
I was.
I
all
mean, doggy
cocky
is
on a
clearly
walk.
clean.
Wow.
And y'all know I'm team top always. So.
Yeah. Yeah, missionary. Now I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Boom.
I'm gonna lay here, I guess. Like-
Sometimes missionary's good, though.
no, it is, especially if you want to be like intimate. Like,
Yeah, it's very intimate.
yeah.
And I think it's important in missionary for a woman to be just as involved.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
I think that's a common misconception.
I was definitely like dead fish when I was younger.
You're
'cause I was just
starfish.
like, was it it?
If you have to ask, it's not.
Well, if it's your first time, I'm also like,
If you have to ask, it's not meant to be.
yeah. We were together for 3 years. My first. No, but I guess same. Like it definitely. I watched a lot of porn when I was younger and like saw things, but like for me, when it came to actually having sex, I was still like really, I don't know.
Insecure?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of just shy. So it was, my sex was still pretty vanilla. Like I didn't put anything into action until probably like end of high school, like early college years. So because I was just like, woo. And everybody I was with at the time, or anybody I was with, the few people were just as new to it as I was. So nobody, like neither of us were. But then when I started dating the older guys, I'm like, hey, let me show you something. I think I'd probably tell myself though, like maybe wait till you're a little older to watch some of the things you watched. But otherwise, not that big of a deal. Like, you're a freak. It's okay. Like, it's not everybody watches something. Like, you're definitely not watching the worst of it.
Mhm. I also do think people can get addicted to porn.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And I don't even know what the defining moment would be.
I can't imagine what that.
You know,
Like-
like is there a number on that?
I think if it starts to affect anything outside, like your work, your
Mhm.
personal life, like if it really is something you feel like you have to do, and
Mhm.
like you, let's say you call out of work for it, or like you stop seeing friends, or you stop having sex, and you're just like your only way of getting off is porn, maybe, and masturbation. That's probably where you're having an issue. I feel like. Also, I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know, but that sounds like
Mhm.
that would be, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
If it's interfering with your normal
Anything,
life,
yeah,
it's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's true for really
that's crazy.
anything.
Can you imagine masturbating that much that you're just like
Oh.
constantly?
Be so
First off,
chafed.
For women, like you can get like if your glands are that overactive, you can get a blockage and it's really painful. Like I was reading about how porn stars have to like go and have like their glands like literally
expressed.
basically because they have
Oh,
sex so
my
often.
God.
It's painful for them. It's like
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I'm like, what the fuck?
No.
Just stop for a little bit.
All right. Well, I do want to give a shout out because one of our Instagram followers is a sex education advocate, and
yeah.
or she calls herself a pleasure advocate. She's very sex positive, educational, and she does have her own Pornhub channel that's purely for like sex education.
That's cool.
So it's _dildo queen is her name.
Hell yeah.
Yep, her name's
Oh,
Meg.
yeah.
So Meg, keep fighting the good fight, and y'all go check her out if you're curious or want to learn about dildos, pegging, anything involving pleasure. She goes so far as to like talk about different types of spanking, and like it's all very
Nice.
educational. So I want to give her a shout out for that.
I'm
Cool.
cool. Can we give a shout out to the small hands?
And small hands,
The small hands _
Yeah.
Thank you for.
doing what you do.
Yep, basically. Dear Lord. Dude, I sent Hannah a picture back in 2017. He liked a photo of mine.
Peak.
Never again since then, but it was enough for me to be like,
You just jizzed everywhere.
I did, yes. Squirted.
Saw the notification. You're like,
all over the place. No, it was cool. So
Okay.
this is what we're loving. Basically, whatever sparks joy in us this week, or I guess like today, even if you just found something this morning, like I did, basically, I had to like think down deep. But yeah, we talk about anything that really makes us happy. Music, makeup, song, like movies. Fuck me, books, porn, God, food. I don't know, anything. What are you loving, Sandra?
The Bachelor
Oh shit.
and Vanderpump Rules. So all the reality TV.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's about that time in my life again where I have white wine and sit and talk to myself watching these shows.
I love it.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, Hannah?
I'm loving the progress that I'm making on my kitchen. So I'm basically giving my kitchen one big update with paint. It's like the Band-Aid to hold me over until I can afford a real kitchen renovation. And so it's finally coming together. I got my countertops finished. I used the peel and stick vinyl planks, and they look so much better. And it cost me $35.
Freaking amazing.
But I am 1/8 of one plank short. So I have one bald spot on my countertop. It's literally like this big.
Can put like a notepad over it.
Yeah.
I might do something like a
Just put
clipboard.
plate.
But of course, it's like right as you walk in the kitchen, it's literally the first part of the counter that you see because I worked
Mm-hmm.
backwards.
Like, hello.
Yeah. So, and then, been painting really oil based paint. I've found covers a whole mess of sins. Like it's harder to work with, but it has changed my life. And I painted the back door with oil paint, and Maggie has literally like tried to claw her way through that door. Like if we lock her in the house when we're outside doing something, like whatever, weed eating, where we don't want to cut her nose off or whatever,
Jesus,
because she gets all mad and like tries to attack the weed eater. And so she'll just like dig at the back door and still flawless
Wow.
paint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So oil-based paint, kitchen updates. Loving it.
Beautiful.
Katie, what are you loving? Tell us something happy.
Come on.
I know.
I wrote on the paper that I'm loving that death is another day closer.
Holy shit.
And sad Reba songs.
I'm also loving sad Reba songs. My
God.
fucking shuffle likes to just grab me by the balls on the way home. And I'm also loving Tarte CC cream. Oh, update to last week's what I'm loving. I got grits for the first time washing my face, which is where when you're oil cleansing your face, it pushes the dirty oil out, so you literally get the dirt out of your pores and you can see it on
Holy
your hands.
shit.
That sounds so satisfying.
Yeah.
I came. It was my porn.
It's like those
It's porn.
Bjorn nose strips. Like, I just love that shit.
Those are bad for you.
I know they are. I don't use them because I never take anything off my nose, but I like watching videos where people
Yeah.
use them.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
strongly recommend.
I
Oh,
thought
man.
you literally meant like the food grits. I was like,
Yeah.
no way, girl. You've had grits.
We're in South Carolina.
I've had grits. I know grits.
So
But
does
like,
it look like grits?
No, it
Okay.
looks like. So I've actually had them one time before, and I just realized what they were yesterday or last night. And like, I was like, did I get like dirt? Like, because it's oil.
Mhm.
So when they come out, they stick. And I'm like, fuck, like, did I have something dirty on my hands? And like, ugh. But then I was like doing it, and like, I literally went like this and rubbed up my cheeks and on both sides of on both hands. Like, I was like, that shit's back.
I
And I
love
was
that.
looking at it,
What?
and I was like, it's grits. I got the grits.
I got the grits. Shrimp and grits.
Grits.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
grits.
That
That's
sounds
awesome. And
super
it's The
satisfying.
Ordinary, or
Mhm.
is the name of the stuff you're using?
Yep.
Cool. Where can you get it?
You can get it at Ulta.
All
You can
right.
get it on their website. You can get it at Sephora. You can't get it in Canada. You got to order it offline.
Oh shit.
If you live in Thailand, there's a whole black market for it. I found out from fucking
The
Twitter.
Reddit boards.
Oh, Twitter.
I was going to say, where do you go on Reddit? Don't tell me.
Some deep dark places.
Susie, what are you loving?
I put a few things. I signed a new lease, so that was very exciting. Hannah helped me move an awesome bed this weekend, which insane deal for like a queen mattress and box spring, like ridiculous. Sweet little old lady too, so that made
Yeah,
me
she was sweet.
super happy. And then I was gifted some Knowledge Perk coffee at work. So fuck yeah.
Nice.
Like super, super. It was like their Christmas blend too, so that they sold out of really fast. So I'm definitely loving that.
I'm also really excited about Kristen's bachelorette this weekend.
Oh yeah, it's this
Going to
week.
go
Oh my
to
god.
Orlando.
All the Harry Potter stuff you got is insane.
Yo. So,
Take
Just thought
lots
I'd
of
mention that.
pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please do.
And is that what you're loving this week? That's your...
well, The Bachelor
Oh,
and
yeah,
Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But then I
Sorry.
thought I'd just add in, give Kristen a little shout out.
I'm excited.
She's going to get married
married
Real soon.
real soon, man. So,
next month, huh?
good times.
All right. Well, next time we're going to clean this act up a little bit and talk about women who inspire us. So those could be women in our real life, women who are celebrities or
Porn stars.
historic figures. Porn stars. If you're inspired, you're inspired. There's no rules. So yeah, we're going to talk about the women that inspire us, what's inspiring about them, and why. So in the meantime, until then, if you could, please go like, follow, rate, review, subscribe, all those things on social media and your favorite podcast platform. And really the best way to help us grow is to tell somebody else about it. So if you and your girlfriends have been talking about porn or think it's weird that y'all like porn, guess what? Everybody else does too. Tell them to come listen to this and they can hear about it.
Use our hey bitch thing too. If you have
Yeah,
anything funny or interesting to say about porn or anything.
Yeah, I would love to hear other people's porn
What
stories.
they like to watch, yeah.
Or
horror stories.
So, okay, we are officially soliciting porn stories.
Yes.
Now is an appropriate time to send in. You know who you are.
Do it.
I do feel like we need to add, if you feel like your story is gratuitous for some reason, that's not just like this is a funny story, and maybe like you're getting a boner from sending us this story,
Please don't.
fucking send it.
Yeah. If you have a boner when you're typing this story, don't send it.
Yeah.
It's just a good rule of thumb
Do not
anytime.
want.
Really, I would say any situation. Don't do that.
What if they had a medical condition?
No.
After 4 hours.
They need to go see a doctor. Exactly.
Reminds me of The Witcher. When he walks out with the boner.
I did finish The Witcher this week. It
Oh
was
my god,
really
it's
good.
so good.
I'm a little bit in love with Henry Cavill. Sandra, I understand what you meant.
Oh,
No.
just the
Yeah,
way he
I'm
says
Dark hair though.
Yeah.
Superman.
Oh, I like him with his long hair, his long white hair,
I don't like the blonde dark
with those
the long
eyes.
blonde hair.
Yeah.
But he's
Good.
fucking hot.
He's a very, very attractive man.
Mhm.
Like it's one of those where I was looking and I was like, you have no right to be that good looking.
Nope.
Like no one has the right to be that good looking.
He had an interview with some I was watching, and this kid asked him. This kid, he was like 20 years old, and Henry Cavill's, older. And he said, "Would you prefer Harry Potter or Game of Thrones?" And he was like, "The Lord of the Rings."
Yes.
And then I was like, "Okay."
He's a big gamer. That's why
is.
he took the Witcher roles, because he actually plays the video game and is super into it.
He's like made for it. I swear to God.
We know him so well.
oh my
Yeah.
god, we're
We're like
basically
besties.
best friends.
Yeah.
He liked one of my photos once.
Shut the fuck up, okay?
I'm just kidding.
So
I don't have any celebrity that would like a photo of mine, so
Really?
I'm jealous right
hit
now.
my peak. It's a porn star. Yay.
Hey,
At least he's a good looking porn star. Got that going for him.
Oh, God.
okay.
So yeah, follow, rate, review, subscribe, all those things. We're on Instagram at Listen You Beautiful Bitch, Facebook at Listen You Beautiful Bitch, and Twitter at LYBB_podcast. And if you have any fun stories you want to share with us about your first experiences with porn or something funny that's not boner inducing, send it in to our website, which is listenyoubbeautifulbitch.com/heybitch. We have a forum. You can send it anonymously, or you can include your contact information. And that forum is really for everything. So if you have something that you want our unqualified advice about, send it in. If you want to vent about your roommate or your boyfriend or your mother-in-law, send it in. We love hearing about it, and we love telling you what we think about it, even if it can't help at all.
Yep.
So, all right. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye later.
Ooh, ah, do, do, do.